I'm Christy Northcutt, Director of Communications and Public Affairs for the Anthem Community Council, and it is my privilege to welcome you to our online presentation of the 2020 Veterans Day ceremony. Normally, we would have the beautiful Anthem Veterans Memorial as our backdrop for this event, and thousands of people would be staring back at me. Due to the COVID-19 pandemic, our presentation this year looks a little different, but the sentiment is the same. It's uniquely parallel to all of those times in our nation's story that veterans and their families could not be together because of deployments and wars. Only today, we're up against a different kind of enemy. But through it all, we're staying together by remaining apart. And just maybe we'll be able to reach even more people in this way. And there can never be enough people sharing the message of gratitude for our nation's veterans. Every Veterans Day is special. However, many don't know how this day actually came to be. In November 1919, 1 year after the silencing of weapons at the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month in 1918, to end World War I, President Woodrow Wilson proclaimed November 11th as the first commemoration of Armistice Day. He said, "To us in America, the reflections of Armistice Day will be filled with solemn pride in the heroism of those who died in the country's service, and with gratitude for the victory, both because of the thing from which it has freed us, and because of the opportunity it has given America to show her sympathy with peace and justice in the councils of nations." An act approved on May 13, 1938, made the 11th of November each year a legal holiday. It was a day set aside to the cause of world peace, and to be thereafter celebrated and known as Armistice Day. At that time, the holiday honored only veterans of World War I. But in 1954, after World War II had required the greatest mobilization of soldiers, sailors, Marines, and airmen in history, and after American forces had fought aggression in Korea, the 83rd Congress, at the urging of the veteran service organizations, amended the Act of 1938 by striking out the word armistice and inserting in its place veterans. With the approval of this legislation on June 1, 1954 by President Eisenhower, November 11th became a day to honor American veterans of all wars, and that is why we are here today on Veterans Day. At this time, Ms. Emma Suttle, an Anthem resident, past president of the North Valley chapter of the Veterans Heritage Project, and a previous student speaker for our Veterans Day ceremony, will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance, which will be followed by the singing of the national anthem.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please enjoy the Musical Theater of Anthem as they perform the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
On May 8th of this year, we marked the 75th anniversary of Victory in Europe, or VE Day, recalling the images of rejoicing in the streets over the defeat of the Nazi war machine during World War II. It was the day that German troops throughout Europe finally laid down their arms. In Prague, Germans surrendered to their Soviet antagonists after the latter had lost more than 8,000 soldiers, and the Germans considerably more. and across Europe, in Copenhagen, Oslo, at Karlshorst near Berlin, in northern Latvia, on the Channel Island of Sark, a final ceasefire. Yet Allied celebrations on VE Day were subdued by the knowledge that war raged on in the Pacific, and that Japan's fierce resistance would continue. The battles for Iwo Jima and Okinawa had been marked by spectacular carnage, and Americans were all too aware that Japan had never surrendered to a foreign power, and that no Japanese military unit had surrendered during World War II. Then on August 6th, the United States dropped the first atomic bomb over Hiroshima, killing as many as 140,000 people. 2 days later, the Soviet Union declared war on Japan. Then on August 9th, Nagasaki, where the second atomic bomb ultimately claimed 70,000 souls. The Japanese government, recognizing that victory was impossible, accepted Allied surrender terms on August 14, 1945. That same day, President Harry Truman announced Japan's surrender at the White House, and celebrations erupted across the United States. The United Kingdom announced that its official VJ Day would be the next day, August 15, 1945. But as welcome as victory over Japan was, the day was bittersweet. More than 400,000 Americans and an estimated 65 million people worldwide had died. As historian Dr. Donald Miller wrote in his book, The Story of World War II, it was too much death to contemplate, too much savagery and suffering. And in August 1945, no one was counting. For those who had seen the face of battle and been in the camps and under the bombs and had lived, there was a sense of immense relief. The war was over.
Service members of all branches turn the tide of war to end all wars, just as they have served every conflict and war throughout history. It is a tradition during ceremonies nationwide on this day to honor veterans of all wars and all branches with their respective military service branch tunes. Wherever you are joining us from today, we hope that all veterans who currently serve or who have served in the United States Army, Marine Corps, Navy, Air Force, or Coast Guard will stand as you're able when your respective service branch song is sung by the Musical Theater of Anthem. To all of our veterans and all those who are actively serving our nation or who are part of the reserves or National Guard, whose jobs have been tested in new ways during these unprecedented times, we thank you.
First to fight for the right and to build the nation's might, and the army goes rolling along. Proud of all we have done, fighting till the battle's won, and the army goes rolling along. Then it's hi, hi, hey, the army's on
Each year in communities across our nation, young men and women choose to answer the call to serve. Each month, I have the privilege of signing congratulatory notes to all of those from Anthem area who have enlisted, and our local Army Career Center hosts enlistment ceremonies that we are honored to attend. To all of these individuals, and to those who plan to enlist or enter the service as an officer between now and next year's ceremony, we honor you and send you our thanks and good wishes as you begin this next chapter in your lives. In each war fought, prisoners are taken. 142,246 American soldiers have been held as prisoners of war throughout our nation's history. More than 17,000 died in captivity, while others endured their captivity and returned home. Nearly 83,000 American military personnel remain missing in action in our world's conflicts and wars since World War II. Today, we honor all former POWs or those who were listed as missing in action. We will never forget.
The Anthem Veterans Memorial is a proud participant in the Vietnam War Commemoration Program. As proclaimed by President Barack Obama, from May 28, 2012 through November 11, 2025, our nation commemorates and honors Vietnam War veterans, as their service was not properly recognized at the end of the war. The official 50th anniversary Vietnam War flag flies at the memorial each Veterans Day and Memorial Day, commemorating the 2,709,000 U.S. soldiers deployed and the 58,202 service members who died or remain missing. Their battles were fought in jungles, over mountains, and through oceans and rivers, or as we say, over land, air, and sea. Thank you, and welcome home.
Mine eyes have seen the glory of the coming of the Lord. He is trampling out the vintage where the grapes of wrath are stored. He hath loosed the fateful lightning of his terrible swift sword. His truth is marching on. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. His truth is marching on.
Each year on the Saturday before Veterans Day, Daisy Mountain veterans host a parade through Anthem. This year, in order to do our part to protect the health of our community, we made the difficult but responsible decision to cancel the parade. But like the Anthem Community Council, it is our hope that veterans far and wide know that this decision was not made lightly. It brings our community members great joy to line the streets and cheer as the floats travel by, and it brings greater joy to our veterans to be recognized. Communities nationwide have felt the effects of the pandemic, and while the usual fanfare of this day looks different, our gratitude and pride as veterans and as a community will never cease. We thank all of those who have participated in parades past, and we look forward to being with you once again in 2021.
We as veterans are honored in Anthem to have an extended family who support and serve each other, as well as a community at large. Daisy Mountain veterans, veterans of foreign wars, American Legion, North Valley Women Veterans, Youth for Troops, North Valley Young Marines, Department of Veterans Services, Veterans Heritage Project, and the Sandra Day O'Connor and Agua Fria High School's Junior Air Force ROTC, among many others, are groups who work hard every day and in many ways to serve veterans like me and our families. Thanks to each of you for showing your love to those who have served, and for always showing your support through your service projects, interviews, in storytelling, fundraisers, care packages, mental health outreach, and more. I speak for all of us when I say that your efforts never go unnoticed.
Even though it is not our physical backdrop today, the Anthem Veterans Memorial plays a key role in Anthem's celebration of Veterans Day. The memorial was dedicated on November 11, 2011, not coincidentally at 11:11 a.m. Since then, ceremonies have been hosted on site every Veterans Day and Memorial Day, and almost 2,000 pavers have been laid in the Circle of Honor to recognize veterans for their service. Thousands have attended the ceremonies at the memorial, with millions of others learning about the historic monument in many ways. The symbolism at the memorial is uniquely intentional. 5 pillars represent the unity of the 5 branches of the United States military, serving steadfast together. Staggered in size with their appropriate military seal placements on each pillar, the pillars are arranged in Department of Defense order of precedence. At precisely 11:11 a.m. each November 11th, the sun's rays pass through the ellipses of the 5 armed services pillars to form a solar spotlight on the hand-cut glass mosaic of the Great Seal of the United States. The brick pavers within the Circle of Honor are inscribed with the names of U.S. servicemen and women and 1 service canine, symbolizing their support for the armed forces. The circle, flanked by 2 soldier rows, represents an unbreakable border. The 5 benches that surround the Anthem Veterans Memorial signify family members who wait for their loved ones, for they also serve. They also remind us that waiting often means never having a proper goodbye. In 2012, the Anthem Veterans Memorial was named as an Arizona Historic Landmark, and each year thousands from across the nation and world visit to pay their respects to those who have served. I am honored to have played a role in the story of the Anthem Veterans Memorial, and I invite everyone watching today to join us next year as we celebrate the 10th anniversary of this special place and of all of the special people remembered here.
On behalf of the Anthem Community Council Board of Directors, I am honored to present the annual Veterans Service Award. This recognition was developed to honor veterans who continue to serve their community after their service to our country has ended, or community members who work on behalf of veterans. A plaque bearing the names of the honorees is proudly displayed in the Civic Building. Today, joining the impressive list of past recipients, I am honored to announce that Youth for Troops has been chosen as the recipient of the 2020 Anthem Veterans Service Award. Youth for Troops has been serving veterans since 2017, including packaging care boxes to send to deployed service members, hosting airport welcome wagons for returning troops, hosting honor guard services for Arizona honor flights and veterans funerals, making mats for homeless veterans, organizing veteran greeting card drives at the holidays, and more. They've also assisted at ceremonies at the Anthem Veterans Memorial and routinely send a representative to assist, if needed, at paver installations. This service organization, comprised of local youth and their volunteer coordinators, make a difference in the lives of our nation's veterans, and through their service continue to make all of us in Anthem proud.
Today, the historic 11th minute of the 11th hour, as the sun's rays shine upon the Great Seal of the United States, will be shown live and in real time, weather permitting. You can join us on our Facebook page for the special moment, and the video also will remain posted on our YouTube channel. As you watch, we invite you to think about the millions who have served to protect our freedoms. Please, take time to thank our veterans each and every time you see them. Their stories must be preserved and protected, and their service remembered and celebrated. We close our presentation today with a final song by the Musical Theater of Anthem. From your living rooms, offices, or patios, wherever you join us from today, we invite you to join them. We know that you know the words.
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with a light from above. From the mountains to the prairies to the ocean.
thank you for taking the time to be with us today as we show our love, support, and respect to all those who have served and sacrificed for these United States of America.